successful being there.
Don't you have to do the little clapper
Exactly.
thing?
Hey,
We
go
need
on.
one of these.
So, welcome to the Tibet Center here at 502 North Ridgewood Road, South Orange, New Jersey.
Ground floor.
And second and third. We'll begin this evening by reciting the prayer for the spreading of the teachings throughout the length and breadth of the West. By the force of the blessings of the non-fallacious three precious gems, and of the truth of our pure selfless wishes, may the precious Buddha's teachings flourish and spread to the expanse of all areas throughout the length and breadth of the West. For all the people living there, together with their near ones, who have engaged in the teachings and have faith and respect for them, may all conditions adverse to their practice of the pure Dharma be dispelled, and an excellent collection of favorable conditions increase like the waxing moon. And especially for those who work on methods to accomplish the flourishing and spreading of the victorious one's teachings, which are the source of benefit and happiness, may they never be oppressed by masses of interference and adverse conditions, and may this spontaneously happen just as we have hoped and wished. The Heart Sutra. Thus have I heard once. The Blessed One was dwelling in the royal domain of the Vulture Peak Mountain, together with a big gathering of great monks and great bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One entered the Samadhi, which examines the Dharmas, called profound illumination. And at the same time, noble Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, looking at the profound practice of transcendent knowledge, saw the five skandhas in their natural emptiness. Then, through the inspiration of the Buddha,
Venerable Shariputra said to Avalokiteshvara, how should those noble ones learn who wish to follow the profound practice of transcendent knowledge? And Avalokiteshvara answered, Venerable Shariputra, whoever wishes to follow the profound practice of transcendent knowledge should look at it like this. See the five skandhas in their natural emptiness. Form is empty, emptiness itself is form. Emptiness is not separate from form. Form is not separate from emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discriminating awareness, non-delusional factors, and consciousness are empty. Thus all the dharmas are empty and have no characteristics. They are unborn and unceasing. They are not here or appear. They neither decrease nor increase. Therefore, since there is emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discriminating awareness, no compositional factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body,
no mind, no appearance, no sound, no smell, no taste, no sensation, no objects of mind, no quality of sight, no quality of hearing, no quality of smelling, no quality of tasting, no quality of sensing, no quality of thought, no quality of mind consciousness. There are no nidanas from ignorance to old age and death, nor their wearing out. There is no suffering, no cause of suffering, no ending of suffering, and no path, no wisdom, no attainment, no non-attainment. Therefore, since there is no attainment, the bodhisattvas abide by means of transcendent knowledge, and since there is no obscurity of mind, they have no fear, they transcend falsity and pass beyond the bounds of sorrow. All the Buddhas who dwell in the past, present, and future, by means of transcendent knowledge, fully and clearly awaken to unsurpassed, true, complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra of transcendent knowledge, the mantra of deep insight, the unsurpassed mantra, the unequaled mantra, the mantra which calms all suffering should be known as truth, where there is no deception. In transcendent knowledge, the mantra is proclaimed, Tadyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. O Shariputra, this is how a Bodhisattva Mahasattva should learn profound transcendent knowledge. Then the Blessed One arose from that Samadhi and praised the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avalokiteshvara, saying, Good, good, O son of noble family, profound transcendent knowledge should be practiced just as you have taught, and the Tathagatas will rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, Shariputran Avalokiteshvara, that whole gathering of the world with its gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, their hearts full of joy, praised the words of the Blessed One. Now we generate bodhicitta. With the wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I reach full enlightenment. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind intent on full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. As long as space endures, as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. With the wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I reach full enlightenment. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind intent on full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. As long as space endures, as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. With the wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I reach full enlightenment. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind intent on full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. As long as space endures, as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Let's do one rosary of Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme. Om Mani Padme Hum. Okay, so in my notes, it says that we reached page 23.
We did.
Second paragraph. And so, just starting a little bit above, thus spiritual practice according to this description involves, on the one hand, acting out of concern for others' well-being. On the other hand, it entails transforming ourselves so that we become more readily disposed to doing so. So you act out of the concerns for others, and you work on yourself to be able to do so. To speak of spiritual practice in any terms other than these is meaningless. My call for a spiritual revolution is thus not a call for religious revolution, nor is it a reference to a way of life that is somehow otherworldly, still less to something magical or mysterious. Rather, it is a call for a radical reorientation of away from our habitual preoccupation with self. Well, that line contains the whole essence of a spiritual practice, a spiritual path. It is a call for a radical reorientation away from our habitual preoccupation with self. And it is a call to turn toward the wider community of beings with whom we are connected, and for conduct which recognizes others' interests alongside our own. Well, let us discuss that. I think that sort of, as I said, contains the essence of spiritual practice, essence of what we are working towards. It's why I come here. And I wanted to get to we've read in our prayers today, we read the prayer for the spreading of the teachings throughout the length and breadth of the West, in which we really are praying that the cultivation of this thought take place in the West, in this culture. And then we read the Heart Sutra. And in it, Shariputra asks Avalokiteshvara, how should those noble ones learn who wish to follow the profound practice of transcendent knowledge? And Avalokiteshvara responds, Venerable Shariputra, whoever wishes to follow the profound practice of transcendent knowledge should look at it like this: seeing the 5 skandhas and their natural emptiness. So the essence to diminishing our self-preoccupation and working at developing a concern for others begins with diminishing the quality of self that we are so engrossed in, that we are so devoted to, but invested in. So, how do we do that?
Well, since you mentioned the Heart Sutra as part of your evidence, we try to see the true nature of the self. What is it? Not what we think it is, but maybe it's something else. And he's telling us, start analyzing. 5 skandhas. The self is made up of what? This thing we call me. 5 skandhas. So you start breaking it down to have logic enter into the situation.
So the self is made up of 5 skandhas.
Right.
What are the 5 skandhas?
Discriminating awareness, compositional factors, and consciousness. Feeling, discriminating awareness, compositional factors, and consciousness, which have different names in different Tibetan schools, so we won't go there.
But can be summed up as body and mind.
And that's true, physical and mental.
So, but the whole purpose, I mean, to sum them up is to sort of clump them together, but the more we can do just the opposite of summing up, the more we can understand the little parts the more we can see that this sense of self that we have is not some entity like this, it's a bunch of little parts. Each of which has little parts, and each of which has little parts, and you can never quite get to me.
You try to find it among the skandhas.
So where do you think it might be?
It's hiding.
Up in the head. Some people would say here. You put yours in the head, do you?
On this chair, I don't know. Well, it's easy to say.
No, there's an assumption that gets us into trouble. That's what, and Buddha's trying to break that down for us. I would think.
Well,
But so some assumption is Buddha's truth.
there's arguably two different ways to perform this, what is it called, the four foundations. So like,
Four
there's
foundations of
the
mindfulness.
So like, there's an analytical meditation on the nature of the self, where you sit and think about like, well, what is it? And then there's the four foundations of mindfulness, right, is what it's called, is when you try to experientially find it. Like you like look inside your mind or whatever and try to find it. Is it this? Is it this? Is it this thought? Is it
And have you found?
Mindfulness
well,
of feelings.
no, but that doesn't mean that it has gone away. I think I need to do it a little bit more.
Anyone found?
Well, I think part of that, I feel like if you're looking for, say, a specific feeling, like if you're angry with someone, where is that anger inside you? And where is it? Like, what part of me is angry?
I actually,
You can't find it. And I think that makes it less powerful. You're taking away all the power of this thing that you think is, I'm mad at Tony. He's this.
Yeah, it runs the whole show.
And you realize it's like, well, wait, I'm not really mad.
Then who's mad?
There's madness, there's anger inside me, but I can't find it.
I'm
and if you
identifying
start asking like, where is this
Yeah.
You
anger?
identify
What
with
does
it,
it
then you
make
can't
from?
find
What
it.
color is it? What does it taste
Yeah.
like? It disappears.
Doesn't have
Yeah.
an
And
electrical
I
charge.
think that I really like this technique. It's really, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's really good.
Well, I'm very impressed that you're able to bring about the awareness and the conscientiousness to look for who might be angry, where the source of this anger is
Yeah.
at that time. Because when I get angry, I just get totally overwhelmed by.
So do I.
No, but in retrospect, you can replay the scene
Yeah.
and then do it, because it's hard to do it. The point of anger, it's already lost. I mean,
I remember once asking Shumler Rinpoche when he was still here, if we should do that, like if you're gonna sit to like bring up an example in your mind, almost like in a laboratory, like you would bring up that sensation of I got angry at this, and then do this kind of four foundations of mindfulness thing, and he said yes.
So how would you do it?
I mean, you'd sit down, I don't know, watch your breath for a minute, and then just try to remember a situation where you started to get angry and try to reproduce that feeling, like try to actually get that sensation going again.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because it's much less strong when you kind of bring it up like that, like deliberately in contained environment, and do what he said. So you just try to analyze it, like what is it? Like when you say I'm angry, what do you mean? Like is it the feeling in your body, in your mind, where in your body? What does it feel like?
But the anger that you feel when something doesn't work the way you want it to, there's a problem that has caused you to get angry. How do you deal with diffusing or uncoupling the relationship between the sense of you and that which hasn't gone the way you wanted to?
I mean, you're asking me like successfully done it. I mean, the theory, as I understood it, is that if you practice it, it will slowly become easier to do it live through practice, is how I understand it.
Yes, yes, yes. So I mean, the classic way that we're taught in Lamrim is to really think about the negative aspects of anger, to really see that and see the qualities, the benefits of patience as a way of developing the muscle that enables us to hold ourselves back from that which is going to cause us to be unhappy. And is there a relationship between that and what you've just said?
I assume, I mean, what comes to my mind is that it's analogous to analytical meditation, on like that we sit and we think about the bad qualities of anger and the good qualities of patience, and that both creates a desire to learn how to diffuse it and a desire to stay away from it when it does come up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think maybe the two are complementary. The two methods are complementary, maybe.
So that's to do with anger. But at the core of all of these, whether it's anger, whether it's attachment, whatever, is in this, are you arriving at a recognition of this me that's angry?
So again, speaking only from
Your
from what we've been taught in books, as I have not done that personally, I would guess that the searching for, like, bringing up the sensation of anger and then searching for the anger and searching for the one who is angry would probably eventually lead you to the kind of no self, emptiness nature of it, if you did it enough. I am guessing. I mean, I believe that is what we are told in the books.
It's important to study the theory of no self and all this stuff. Then when you replay the scenario, underneath the mind may come up with some reasons if you got familiar with them enough. And then it's a good little situation, because you're not really angry, you're not screaming, but you could see the play of these things, of the cause and effect. Don't look at me. I certainly
It is easier
throw
to
things out the
say
window, but that's
to do.
Yes, very easy to say.
You can take the physical processes and then the mental processes separately a little bit. So if you look at the physical process as well as the anger, my clenched jaw is the anger,
Yeah.
my heart that's going faster, is it the rapid breathing, my fists that are like that, whatever. And then you kind of do a similar thing with the thought processes that are going on with it.
And you do that after you've gotten angry, or let's say before.
That would be more of an on the cushion or a while after, or works
replay.
with milder things like ruminating or something. I don't think it would work well if you're in the grocery store and someone barges in front of you. You're not kind of
Classic
taking time to do
example.
all that.
But also maybe we can start to notice the types of situations where we get angry and then anticipate them.
So what are the types of situations?
The grocery store. The
When I'm
Tibet
asked
Center,
difficult
no.
questions.
Well, I think family members are often a special case.
It is written, we know. Yes, the closer they are,
So
the
I mean, that's a great, presumably many of us have some
Yeah,
are in touch
everybody.
with their family members often, so, I mean, that maybe is one of the best places to try to apply these things.
Really is.
Yeah.
And I think you can do that with other things too. It's not just anger. It's, you know, all of these 5 aggregates that make us up. It's, you know, the food we like, the food we dislike. It doesn't have to be a negative. You can look at the positives and also try and break that down and say, what is it about this that makes me so excited? And I think it sort of, it makes you take yourself a little less seriously.
But I'm curious. What is the food that makes you so excited?
Well, chocolate.
Okay.
Flourless chocolate cake from the Abel Baker.
Yeah, you know,
There's
it's
no
like
other reason to speak of anything else.
brownies are amazing, but
Yeah.
they're just brownies.
No, but there are
Combine it with
brownies
the
and there are
espresso.
brownies and
Well,
there
yeah,
are
there's
amazing
really
brownies.
good brownies. And
They really are.
it's I think sometimes it's easier to sort of break your attachment to the things you like and to examine those. You know, you can examine like what is it that makes you crave coffee, or what is it that makes you really like a specific food? Or,
So I'm curious about coffee. What is it that makes, let's deal with both of those. Not jokingly,
coffee and
seriously.
chocolate?
Yeah.
Well, they're both stimulants. They both act on the
They
Back
both
on
have
your
caffeine.
brain.
Both,
in very positive ways. So they're giving you a jolt of energy
Feel
and
grown.
focus, and you know, if you have good coffee and good chocolate, it also tastes good. It makes your taste buds. So it's a pleasant sensation physically as well as mentally.
A big part of it is the habit, right? Like you're used to having your morning coffee.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
A big part of it would be habit, right? Like you're used to having your morning coffee.
can't probably.
Right. But it's also, it's like, in those habits, you know, our daily habits, sometimes we look at them very mindfully, but I think most times it's like, I need my coffee this morning, and, you know, it's just kind of you're doing it mindlessly. But I look forward to my morning coffee, because it's sort of
Yeah, it's an essential.
it's an essential, it's just a part of, it's a positive habit, and I enjoy it, and I don't take it for granted.
So tamping
That's Eugene.
increases the quality of the taste?
Proper.
30
I mean,
pounds of pressure.
Yeah, making coffee is
30 milliliters,
there's
really?
a whole science to it, yeah.
No, but I mean, as we analyze the fact that we get into this to such an extent, is there something, have you found something there that appears when you have that 30 pounds of pressure?
I mean, the taste changes.
Yeah,
I mean, it does.
and
That's undeniable.
For the better.
It's
I
pounds or
mean, depending
milliliters.
whether for the better, if I screw it up, then for the worse, but it does change.
Yeah.
So I mean, it has an effect, right? That the way you prepare it, it has an effect.
But your wish to experiment with tamping is driven by what?
Ultimately,
Desire.
yeah, I mean, for me personally, it's just my personality that if I do something, I'm gonna try to experiment with it.
Why?
I mean, it is my karma. I've always been this way.
Question mark.
so I'm just, you know, that pursuit for the best, the better chocolate, the better coffee, is that does that process bring us results that we can identify? Is there some kind of quality there that?
In the physical world, yes. But in terms of, ultimate happiness, no.
Temporary
It's,
happiness,
it-
yes.
yeah, it's an enjoyable pursuit. You wanna do things to the best of your abilities, and I think a lot of people have whatever hobby it is that they wanna be really good at. But on the other hand, I also like diner coffee. Like, I can enjoy that just as much.
Why?
Are you asking if by doing this we can find the thing that makes the good coffee, if we can find the good in the coffee by experimenting enough? Is that what you're
We
asking?
find the hook of attachment.
You know,
Yeah.
Can you
like
find something there?
that intrinsic quality of good, that if you do it just this way, then that puts the good into the coffee?
Is there a point where it comes up?
I mean, there's nothing you can, well, so I mean, the thing about that question, the subtlety about that question is that, I mean, of course it's easy to say no, because I can't, like, there's no good that like, if you do it just right, there's no, like, good that goes, ta-da, here's the good. But the thing is that, I mean, it does have the effect of making it taste better. So I mean, you do experience the effect.
And you get attached to the effect.
You get attached to the process as well.
Mm.
For a lot of people, I think two of us probably, we're more attached to the process and to the attempt at getting what baristas call the God shot.
The God shot.
It's like the perfect shot. And you're always
He's a
looking for-
barista also.
can you find it? It's like, well, yeah, you could do it one day, and then the next day with the same beans, they're a day older, the weather's different.
Ooh,
and
we're getting.
Right, but I mean, you can find it in the sense that it's the effect of that cause, is the thing, right? Like, so it's not that it's not there, it's there in the sense that it is the effect. So in that sense, yes, I mean, it does put the good in the coffee by doing it right, in the sense that it's a cause of that effect. But if you're asking whether you can find anything other than that cause and effect relationship, then presumably the answer is supposed to be no.
No, but it's very interesting listening to the two of you talk about, what did you call it, the God shot, that there is something that you can objectively identify. I mean, the three of you would all know that this was a God shot.
Yes.
Not me.
Well, he was at Starbucks, so it's
I do think you can
mechanical process.
objectively compare them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
people do, they write reviews.
Oh yeah, there's competitions.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would call that objective.
I mean, it's objective in the sense that the descriptions of that subjective experience will agree across many different people.
Right, the process is objective,
whole bunch-
but the taste is always subjective.
So a whole
Which
bunch
makes
of
it so different.
subjectives can be
Very good.
made into something objective.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with, say, like, okay, what's your favorite Goldberg variations? I mean,
I think it's still entirely subjective.
well, yeah, but it doesn't mean that if I sit down there and I knock them out like this, that's gonna be better than Glenn Gould, right?
Glenn Gould's is standard, that's right.
No, but I mean, he's given a definition of objective, which is that there is a certain amount of agreement that this is a God shot.
Right, but wouldn't that be called a conventional?
Yeah.
We're using words.
Conventional reality.
Yeah.
Designating up and down.
And,
Some
you know,
companies
we
that
also
definition.
know that there are people who wouldn't like that particular God shot. He would much rather have the,
Diner coffee.
yeah. And
Means
as
it's not intrinsic. Ooh.
I think that's where Mark was going with
Yeah,
his,
when you say it is,
and the whole idea that not just you, but many people prefer the watered down. They prefer it. To them,
Yeah.
that's the God shot. That's a nice,
Yeah.
dependable
Yeah.
cup of coffee. What was it? Chock full of nuts? Was that considered to be like?
yeah. Was the heavenly coffee.
Well,
That was their
So,
advertising slogan.
What makes this subtle to me personally is that, on the one hand, of course, you're all undeniably right that there is no like intrinsicness to the God shot, right? But at the same time, like if you ran an objective test, you'd be able to compare them. Like there is, you know, they are neither intrinsic nor totally muddled together, right? Like these things, you can't say that it's just completely not there, that it's not intrinsically there, and I think reconciling that is hard.
Well, they have judgments, and the judges give a points to each
Right.
one, and then the aggregate gets the win.
Yep.
So that's, yeah.
And-
Barbecue, they do that with too, another fanatic.
Everything.
And these are the
Wines.
easy examples.
Wine.
Cars,
Yeah.
cameras. Imagine
Oh.
they even do it with cameras.
No!
See, these are the easy examples, like this chair is not intrinsically there either, yet
Bread
I'm sitting
selling
on it.
cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to fall through the floor, and yet if I search for the chair, I will not find it.
Oh, it's right there.
Right, exactly. But then if I go, which part is right there? And I mean, like we've been through, you know, that's the standard thing that we've seen in books.
The chairness.
Right.
The key was the chairness. Mm. Yes, your holiness, your chairness.
So, we've been discussing the objective, the object out there, and the search for that that perfect.
God's shot.
And we were before that talking about the search for the self that is
It gets
experiencing
angry.
that gets angry. So what's interesting is the relationship between that objectively wonderful God shot, or the, which is chock full of nuts, is the heavenly
That's what they
coffee,
said.
and
American dishwater.
It's good, it's good.
and
Chocolate was right.
the me that is experiencing this. I remember taking a friend to what I thought was the best ice cream in New York, and saying, and this friend was enjoyed it and was so happy that I indulged in good ice cream. And then I said, but don't you realize that my pursuit of the best ice cream is only making me unhappy because I'll always be dissatisfied with less good things. So if we start working on ourselves in respect to this pursuit, the what would you say, effective thing would be to work towards weaning ourselves. I'm sorry to put this as a challenge to the two of you as you work towards the God shot, but slowly, the more satisfied you can be with the non-God shot, the happier you will be. How's that?
I certainly don't disagree, because for me, part of the process is the path.
Mm.
It's like, you know, doing anything is just, you can look at it as, well, yeah, I want the best coffee if I'm making coffee, but the process of making the coffee is enjoyable. yesterday, that's great. But yesterday I wasn't disappointed.
So, no, that's very nice. If we can keep it as a joy, as a pursuit of
Yeah.
joy. We have comments. We have. If you drink orange juice before sipping the perfect espresso shot, is it delicious?
Yeah, and
The orange juice
it's
or
not
the
delicious.
espresso, what is delicious? The espresso shot he's referring to.
I mean, it's a good
If
example.
you drink orange juice before sipping the
Or
perfect
brush your teeth,
espresso
yeah.
shot, is it delicious? Yeah, so I don't know if we're referring to the,
I think the person's probably referring to the orange juice is gonna completely
Yeah, like
change
you
the
brush your teeth,
flavor of the
things-
shot, so
Yep.
even if you make the perfect shot, if you have orange citrusy flavors in your mouth, it's gonna change the taste. So intrinsically, it is not a great
So-
shot.
Invent the
won't taste.
concept of the interim shot. And
Yeah.
then leading on to the, I don't know.
Geshe Damdul gives a certain talk where he talks about, first presenting coffee, the bitterness of coffee, and then, or the sweetness of orange juice, and then gets you to imagine what that is without in reference to anything else. But then says, now taste that orange juice after tasting and having a spoonful of honey. Is it the same?
Oh, well, it's
It
sweet.
should be the same orange juice.
But it's, yeah.
yeah,
So then we can, when we experience the orange juice by itself, we have some sense that there is this pleasant sweetness that is just there and inside that orange juice without any changing of that. Whereas if we reflect, on these moments where maybe we've brushed our teeth before or have some honey or something like that, and that taste isn't there anymore, but it's the same orange juice.
It's like the causes and conditions.
Mm.
Causes and conditions allow us to be here listening to Dharma tonight, whereas last week, causes and conditions prevented me from listening to the Dharma. And sometimes it causes brushing your teeth and then having food right after it, and it's, first sip's not very good.
in this country, they'll serve orange juice at a diner or something, serve orange
know,
juice
shot
and then
glass.
coffee.
Yeah, all at once, they'll fling it up. And they'll keep filling up the coffee, that's the Jersey way, I've noticed.
But
They run
Is
around
there a
with it.
reason you have the orange juice first?
I don't know, I never get it, because it's not good for sugar.
I would have it last.
You
Sorry?
can do that, because it's digest.
You have which last?
Orange juice.
The story of Buddha's and eating cow food, fodder, Rinpoche was to bring out, they thought Buddha was, the farmer was poor and having anything to give him, so he gave him the animal feed, and to the Buddha tasted sublime
And
because of its,
he offered it to someone else who tasted the sublime.
yeah, so if we get to that state, we don't have to worry about making the perfect shot, it's always good.
Well, I
So
got-
that's
I got
something
a
to look
twist
forward
for
to.
you about that perfect shot thing. What if my wife really likes that coffee and it makes her happy?
Very important. You're
Then you
doing-
make it for her.
Yeah.
That's an act of generosity. That's an act of kindness.
Right.
But-
So, I
but-
mean, when you
But
make
is it-
brownies for other people, it makes them
He
happy.
makes a very good shot, I had a double shot of Cologne in this place, it was sublime. And then when I gave it to someone else, no, they didn't like it. No, no.
But
Yeah.
I think Tony brings up something really wonderful, which is that if we give up that pursuit of, if we work towards enjoying whatever we have, everything becomes wonderful.
His Holiness said something, His Holiness had a saying, it's somewhere, I don't remember anymore where, but I think it was His Holiness, he said something like, the richest person is not the person who has everything they want, but the person who wants the things that they have.
Was content.
I think that's a hit, I think.
Wants
that's
the things that they have,
the
or is
richest
content?
person is not the person who can have anything they want,
Right.
it's the person who wants the things that they have.
Oh.
I don't think that the
Content
word
with what they
want,
have.
this, yeah, content.
Content.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's content with the things that they have. I'm sorry, I'm misquoting it, but I mean, yeah, the
Content.
idea.
So one of the Atisha, the greatest thing is content, one of the Atisha aphorisms.
So, I mean, we've,
Wealth is contentment, something like that.
yes,
Well, it just, in the beginning, I was a little struck with,
our pursuit of great coffee.
no, the sense that we both want to be working to help others, and then at the same time working on ourselves. And yet, when we do this meditation, we're finding there isn't a self to be improved. So, meaning, so anyway, it just seems like,
Well,
So why, but
it's
that's a big
not
point.
that you are recognize that there isn't a self to be improved. It's that the grasping at the non-existent self is what causes me to suffer and to cause others to suffer.
but it just occurred to me that if we start to improve in those reflections, that should have a manifestation in terms of our behavior. It's not going to be that we should behave differently in the world with those reflections at our disposal.
Yeah,
Yes, we should be able to look at people who don't make coffee
yeah,
the way they should
use is instant.
and not be upset.
Yeah.
It's like the people around us, it's like, well, that's not how I would have done it, you should have done this.
Yeah, that's,
Instead of, oh, it's an interesting way of doing it.
Grasping the, like, yeah, it should
Yeah.
have behavioral effects. I mean, I think we saw that in Chungwa.
Yeah, you could take things so seriously that what you do is always the right way, but if you start analyzing it, you're like, well, it's just how I do it. There's no inherent goodness in how I'm doing it. It's like, so then when someone else does it differently than you, it's not so upsetting.
But I do think it's helpful to be aware of the fact that that pursuit of the God shot is not leading to what one would call calm, steady happiness.
Right, right. Certainly not equanimity.
But-
It's,
Mhm.
you're working for something, yeah. Desiring.
I realize, I think I can phrase the question that I had with my comment about the wife liking the shop. I think, so in the example of obsessing over coffee, or like, like trying to, the behavior of trying to perfect the coffee. I feel like, okay, so in this example, there are two kind of like things you could practice with it, right? One would be to kind of, not do that, so that you learn to be without it. But the other way that you could try to do it is you could keep doing it, but you could try to reframe it as find some way to do it not for yourself, right? Like there's two different ways that you can. Are they related? Are these two? Do you know what I mean about the two different ways? Like one way is to kind of like just try to go without it so that you can learn how that works. And the other way is to try to reframe it as a selfless act, like cognitively. Like I'm now not doing it for myself, I'm doing it for, because my wife likes it or something, right?
Right, setting your intention.
Yeah, so what is, do these ultimately both lead to the same place?
Well, in both cases, you are diminishing that craving towards satisfying your desires. In one case, you are working towards becoming content with things that are, with whatever you have. And in the other, you are working towards pleasing someone else. So in both cases, you're diminishing that.
You're not pleasing yourself, so that's kind of the point of it. Yeah.
Pleasing a higher self, though.
And practice, if your wife happens to like the coffee a little bit differently
Oh yeah.
made from the way you like it, that becomes,
Yeah.
you tamp it at 20 kilos or what, I don't know anything about establishing.
Yeah.
Because that's what she likes. You put sugar in because that's what she, that becomes a whole exercise in pleasing others.
I think also Thomas was implying that there's something about doing the act that is more process-oriented than goal-oriented. And I think when we're analyzing things, there can be not just a recognition that they don't exist or you can't find them, but also there can be a fascination. What is this thing in front of me here? And it becomes and then you're more mindful and more in the moment of what you're doing and seeing that things might not exist the way I'm experiencing right now. And there can be a kind of appreciation of that, maybe.
So let's go back to, it is a call for a radical reorientation away from our habitual preoccupation with self, so that, pleasing your wife becomes a diminishment of that. It is a call to turn towards the wider community of beings with whom we are connected, and for conduct which recognizes others' interests alongside our own. So there's the other thing, which is the shot of coffee that gives me the energy to be able to. And there, the shot of coffee becomes a tool. It becomes a little like medicine, could one say? No, seriously.
Yes,
I mean,
sure.
They just satisfy, they just move
Yeah.
they're on bad mood, etc. You do that, Your cookies for your grandchildren. You're not doing
For
it.
us as well.
You probably don't even eat the cookies, but we do. So,
Yeah, if you're aware that it's, releasing chemicals in your brain that change your mood. And chocolate is, I think everyone knows that.
yeah, we haven't gotten to the chocolate yet, but
that's a whole graduate course. Coffee is starting.
But going back to what, relating it to the self, that if we were talking about the techniques by which we analyze our anger and see the negative effects of it, and you said, well, there's also the pleasurable, and we have to notice how we react in respect to that. But going back to the me that is experiencing these things, and if we can really understand, well, we do have to understand that working towards a calm, because in that pursuit of the perfect, in that pursuit of the process of getting that just right, it can make us very anxious, right?
I mean, coffee probably won't, but that's just an example. It's very easy to find examples where it will, The stakes are very low with coffee, but once the
I'm
stakes
not
go
sure
up-
that they are. I've heard people talk about the making of coffee in very
Promotions
intense.
at work
Right, yeah.
is an example where.
Sorry?
Promotions at work. is an
Getting
example.
promoted.
Yeah, getting or not getting promoted.
Yeah.
Being
That's a
the
big
same.
one. It's life changing. It really is.
So, when you were just talking about that, I thought of why is it important to me when you're talking about self? Why is any of this important to me? And if I'm gonna help somebody else become more important than I am, and recognize that other people are more important than I am, then you do kind of have to look at what you're you're doing and say, well, why is this so important to me? Like, why is reading books so important to me, and why do I think I have to read all the time, and, you know, why is that important? I think analyzing that is also interesting.
Well, the reading is, I mean, it's not, it shouldn't be the reading, it should be the learning, the assumption of the information that in the books that you're reading.
You know, why is that important? Like, why is getting that information
That's
important?
very important.
Because that's what teaches us, I mean, it depends what you read, of course, but I mean, I mean, learning, studying, reading is the method by which we bring about, that's the initial step for bringing about the changes that we're working at bringing about. That's a very important.
So the romance novels are,
I don't think that they're really helpful, but
mysteries, you know, it's just anything that you're reading. I think it's just that whatever it is that you think is important, maybe isn't as important as you think it is.
no, but I think that, you know, deciding what you're going to read and working towards reading things that are important, that are going to feed you and enable
Right.
you to see more clearly and act more
Yeah, maybe
virtuously.
movies is a better example, you know. Why is it so important to, like, watch a lot of movies?
Why is it important to watch a lot of movies?
He has the right guy.
I don't think it is, but
See,
I will be on a plane for 14 hours tomorrow, and is it 14 hours? Yeah,
To tell you.
and it's an opportunity to see some movies that I might not have the opportunity to see, and I think that, I mean, there are those that are just thrilling, and then there are those that really provide insights that affect you in a good way.
They have like
So
a
it'll be-
Netflix, you can select any movie you want, in other words. Like a Netflix setup.
Yeah,
That's good.
right at the back of the seat.
Depends on the movie, depends on the book.
Yeah,
I would fall asleep.
Not
Boy.
for 14 hours.
if you get on the plane in the morning and you've had that perfect shot,
you put on The Devil Wears Prada.
Probably not.
It's a great movie. Objectively,
I haven't seen it, so.
it's spectacular.
so back to it as a call for a radical reorientation away from our habitual preoccupation with self. And I think that line, away from our habitual preoccupation with self, and if it is a part of our habitual preoccupation with self that leads us to watch The Devil Wears Prada, or seek that perfect shot, or indulge in brownies, we're causing ourselves unhappiness in the long run. And if we can change it towards, I think that if we take the same, you have done it perfectly. You have a shop where you sell these things, making other people happy. You bake these delicious cookies that make other people happy. That totally changes the dynamic of the thing. If you're really working towards providing others with that perfect brownie,
Different motivation,
yeah.
not motivating to satisfy yourself, but so then you're doing the same thing,
And
but one gets you
as
married.
Tony has said, one is working on satisfying the self, and the other one is working at pleasing others. And what's wonderful about that example is that anything we do in life, we have the opportunity to do one way or the other. One way makes us not satisfied or happy, or raises the bar of satisfaction. That pursuit of the perfect shot, do you ever feel that that perfection becomes more elusive as you work towards it, or do you find that you can, ride that wave of perfection?
Well, of course, yeah. I mean,
Of course, which?
I think it's actually a pretty common experience that the more the better you get at it, the higher your standards get. So there's even a name for this in psychology. It's called a hedonic treadmill.
Hedonia versus what's the word?
I've been on that.
The other one, Udadon, I can't pronounce it.
Eudaimonia.
Yes, Eudaimonia.
Yeah.
Make it the Mahayana way. Put on your Maha hat. So if it's done for others,
You can frame activities that involve only you in terms of generosity too. If you sit down to read a book or something,
right.
if it's improving your mind, then you can frame that as
Sure.
an act of
for the
generosity.
better, to be able to,
Yeah.
of course, that's,
Yeah, that's
this is a
setting
Mahayana center.
intention for everything you do.
Yes.
Like every activity you do.
The
could be-
dedication.
But not only
the
the
benefit
setting
of
of the
others.
intention here, what you're talking about is that the actual thing that you're pursuing can work on us in a way generating self-cherishing, and they can work on us in a way of leading us towards concern for
Nourishing
others.
others.
Yeah?
Also, I think if we do something that's clearly self-motivate, or from the wanting happiness for ourselves, we can take a moment and say, well, I'm seeing this experience for myself and how it's causing me suffering, and hopefully that will lead to an understanding where I can have empathy with other people and understand falling into that and being able to help people.
I'm suffering because I grasp, others are suffering because they.
Yeah.
Well, I've enjoyed discussing this with you this evening, and I think that I'm just amazed at this paragraph. Do check out page 23, second paragraph, because it really contains the essence of our spiritual pursuit.
You mentioned this before.
He's amazingly good at writing like one sentence where every word is very carefully chosen.
Does he speak these books? That's what he does? He dictates?
No, I think that there are people who work on them trying to, and then he will go through it and make
Well, you can tell how he's, when he used to teach in English.
Sometimes there's like talks that he gave that someone transcribed and then expanded into books.
Yeah, From Here to Enlightenment was the Lehigh College program, and somebody, one of the heads redid it nicely.
So, Darren, do we have any names that we've been asked to?
No names.
Okay. The Sutra of the Recollection of the Noble Three Jewels. I prostrate to the Omniscient One, the Buddha, Bhagavat, Tathagata, Arhat, Samyak Sambuddha, the learned and virtuous one, the Sugata, the knower of the world, the charioteer and tamer of beings, the unsurpassable one, the teacher of devas and humans is the Buddha Bhagavat. The Tathagata is in accord with all merit. He does not waste the roots of virtue.
He is completely ornamented with all patience. He is the basis of the treasures of merit.
He is adorned with the minor marks. He blossoms with the flowers of the major marks. His activity is timely and appropriate. Seeing him, he is without disharmony. He brings true joy to those who long with faith. His knowledge cannot be overpowered. His strength cannot be challenged. He is the teacher of all sentient beings. He is the father of bodhisattvas. He is the king of noble ones. He is the guide of those who journey to the city of nirvana. He possesses immeasurable wisdom. He possesses inconceivable confidence. His speech is completely pure. His melody is pleasing. One never has enough of seeing him. His form is incomparable. He is not stained by the realm of desire. He is not stained by the realm of form. He is not affected by the formless realm. He is completely liberated from suffering. He is completely and utterly liberated from the skandhas. He is not possessed with dhatus. His ayatanas are controlled. He has completely cut the knots. He is completely liberated from extreme torment. He is liberated from craving. He has crossed over the river. He is perfected in all the wisdoms. He abides in the wisdom of the Buddha Bhagavats who arise in the past, present, and future. He does not abide in nirvana. He abides in the ultimate perfection. He dwells on the bhumi where he sees all sentient beings. All these are the perfect virtues of the greatness of the Buddha Bhagavad. The holy Dharma is good at the beginning, good in the middle, and good at the end. Its meaning is excellent. Its words are excellent. It is uncorrupted. It is completely perfect and completely pure. It completely purifies. The Bhagavad teaches the Dharma well. It brings complete vision. It is free from sickness. It is always timely. It directs one further. Seeing it fulfills one's purpose. It brings discriminating insight for the wise. The Dharma, which is taught by the Bhagavad, is revealed properly in the Vinaya. It is renunciation. It causes one to arrive at perfect enlightenment. It is without contradiction. It is pithy. It is trustworthy and puts an end to the journey. As for the Sangha, the great Yana, they enter insightfully, they enter straightforwardly, they enter harmoniously. They are worthy of veneration with joined palms. They are worthy of receiving prostration. They are a field of glorious merit. They are completely capable of receiving all gifts. They are an object of generosity. They are a great object of complete generosity. The protector who possesses great kindness, the omniscient teacher, the basis of oceans of merit and virtue, I prostrate to the Tathagata. Pure, the cause of freedom from passion, virtuous, liberating from the lower realms. This alone is the supreme ultimate truth. I prostrate to the Dharma, which is peace. Having been liberated, they show the path to liberation. They are fully dedicated to the disciplines. They are wholly filled merit, possess virtue. I prostrate to the Sangha. I prostrate to the Buddha, the leader. I prostrate to the Dharma, the protector. I prostrate to the Sangha, the community. I prostrate respectfully and always to these three. The Buddha's virtues are inconceivable. The Dharma's virtues are inconceivable. The Sangha's virtues are inconceivable. Having faith in these inconceivables, therefore their fruitions are inconceivable. May they be born in a completely pure realm. So let's read the 8 verses on training the mind. With the determination to accomplish the highest welfare of all sentient beings, who surpass even a wish-granting jewel, I will learn to hold them supremely dear. Whenever I associate with others, I will learn to think of myself as the lowest amongst all, and respectfully hold others to be supreme from the very depths of my heart. In all actions I will learn to search into my mind, and as soon as a disturbing emotion arises, endangering myself and others, I will firmly face I will learn to cherish ill-natured beings, and those oppressed by strong misdeeds and sufferings, as if I had found a precious treasure difficult to find. When others out of jealousy treat me badly, with abuse, slander, and so on, I will learn to take all loss and offer the victory to them. when the one whom I have benefited with great hope unreasonably hurts me very badly, I will learn to view that person as an excellent spiritual guide. In short, I will learn to offer to everyone without exception all help and happiness, directly and indirectly, and respectfully take upon myself all harm and suffering of my mothers. I will learn to keep all these practices undefiled by the stains of the 8 worldly concerns, and by understanding all phenomena as like illusions, be released from the bondage of attachment. The prayer for a swift return. Exalted wisdom of all victors gathered in a drop, sole refuge manifest in the form of the one wearing saffron robes, Guru Lobsang Tuwang Dojechan, please bear witness here today that our prayers may be fulfilled. We beseech the great torch of doctrine, accomplishing from long ago the vast ways of aspirational prayers, Lord of speed to the victor Losang's teachings, spreading them to the ends of the earth by means of explanation and practice. Though holding the commitment, I will invite all beings to be my guests in unsurpassed great awakening. Yet you have withdrawn the activity of the form body that serves the welfare of others. Is that worthy of the supreme among beings, the Bodhisattvas? Though impossible for you till cyclic existence end to abandon your commitment to liberate all beings, we beseech the new son of Nirmanakaya to swiftly return from the realm of the Dharmakaya, brought forth by bodhicitta drawn by 7 steeds. Having reached the far limits of scholarship, religious life, and goodness, please come swiftly as an unrivaled supreme emanation, full holder of the sage's teachings and wish-fulfilling jewel. Return to the glory of the Losang Tempe. Magnificent truth of the 3 precious jewels, Mahakala, Karma Yaman, and Srimati Devi, and the ocean of Dharma protectors, may you spontaneously fulfill our wish, the swift blossoming of the reincarnation's fresh moonlight face. Thank you. So,
Thank you.
there won't be Tara
This,
this Saturday, but on Monday in New York City, there will be class at 151 West 30th Street on the 3rd floor, and then next Wednesday here, and next Saturday we will have a Tara Puja at 1 o'clock.
Saturday,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.